What's good, y'all? Welcome to a special video where, as you guys can see, this news dropped late last night. That's why I didn't do a video back then, because I was also like in the middle of watching like do its first stuff and game reviews on NXT and everything, man. So I didn't get to do this last night, so I'm doing it right now in between work on the comic reactions. But we got the announcement, we got this news dropping, a crossover between Horikoshi Sensei and Humberto Ramos, where finally we got to see Kohei Horikoshi, my goat, my man, my goat, Horikoshi himself finally gets to draw Spidey. Honestly, man, this was a long time because obviously, you know, the Spider-Man and Marvel influences on Hiroaki have been known for years, especially recently with Izuku. He has not tried to hide it with Dark Whip and Danger Sense being the webs and you know, Spider Sense. He's not even trying to hide it at this point. But when he started just giving Izuku Spidey's powers, he did not even try to start hiding it. But you got that, man. You guys remember that during test screenings for Across the Spider-Verse, the action figure that Gwen opens in Miles' room was actually originally going to be an Izuku action figure, although before that was apparently going to be Piccolo. But then when it comes out, it was just some random figure. I guess they couldn't get the rights fully finalized and everything, man, in time for the film's release, unfortunately. But that was what I heard from test screens, that it was an Izuku action figure, man, which is also really cool, man. I definitely would have loved the Horikoshi since probably would have had a stroke if that did go through onto the final cut of the film. He probably would have had a stroke in the theater when he saw Izuku in a Spidey movie. But yeah, man, this was just such an amazing movie. And honestly, as you guys know, I love Spider-Man, I love Hiroaki, I love Horikoshi's work. So obviously, I was so happy for Sensei, you know, when this dude, you got me posting this clip of Chibi from his like Tokyo Ghoul reaction when Kaneki and Toka fucked. Shout out to OGs that remember those days, man. Those were some crazy times. In other tweets as well, I was posting like this old Lucy clip. This old Lucy clip from the DVD behind the scenes Princess Tutu, which I only know because Lucy mentioned at a con. She like mentioned like there was this video out there of her crying, watching the ending of Princess Tutu. So I went looking for the footage and then I found it. And then I thought, oh, this could make for a good meet for this. You know, months later, which we got that, man. But this actually isn't the only time we've gotten a Marvel crossover. This I just found out recently. I don't know when this was. But we actually got to see the Bloodhorn artist, who you guys know has also done a lot of work for X-Men as well, doing his own version of the Hiroaki cover, drawing the League of Villains. And man, bro, this shit fucks. I'm not even gonna hold you, man. Like between this and Humberto Ramos' version, this one is definitely the better hero, the better of the Marvel artists. You know, drawing Hiroaki characters. Like, and I love Humberto Ramos. You guys know me. If you guys have been watching my comic reads, you guys know he's one of my favorite Spidey artists out there, and I love his work in general, man. But I feel like he probably wasn't the best fit for him. Like Black Cat also looks great, Mount Lane looks great, Stardust looks the best, Moon looks pretty good, Uraraka I think looks a little iffy. I think it's just a black lipstick that throws people off, man. Sue looks a little bit from a little bit you can see of her. Mirko, obviously, but it's missing her skin. But that in the actual article itself, it's corrected. So I don't know what this tweet was about. Why maybe this was like an early version before he added the colorist. What the hell was this dude's name again? Edgar, like add the initial saying to darken her skin or something. I don't know. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, man. I feel like he probably wasn't the best fit. He probably wasn't the best fit for Horikoshi's art style, but it still looks really good as well, man. Like I said, Stardust looks the best out of everyone, man. And Mountain Lane looks solid too. It still looks pretty good as well. But I feel like they probably could have found another artist that would have been a slightly better fit for Horikoshi's style compared to Humberto Ramos. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. And not only that, we also got some insane news that dropped where actually Clifford, who you guys know is the voice of Bakugo, mentioned that he was actually an intern at the editorial department for Marvel Comics 15 years ago. And when I heard this news, if you guys thought you already saw this, man. Y'all know I was trying to squeeze every last bit of information I could out of Clifford on what the hell this was, what he was doing his tenure, man. And Clifford actually did respond. We had a little mini conversation going on, man, where he mentioned he did a lot of the recaps from the beginning of the issues. He did some character art to help folks find for artists for red references. And then on his last day, he did actually have to give someone their coffee. Which was funny that he had to, on his last day, he was like, all right, Clifford, get me some coffee. I wonder whose coffee it was. And I did ask him again if he remembered any of the issues specifically, and he listed that he remembered that they were part of the Sage event. did some one shots here and there, and he also did some work for Guardians, but he doesn't remember exact issues. Then I posted this meme from the film What's Love Got to Do with It about Tina Turner, I believe, a black singer, which actually stars Angela Bassett and Lawrence Fishburne. Haven't seen the film. From the bits we've seen, it does look like it's an amazing film, and I would like to see it. Where this is like where she's just like running across into a motel. So yeah, I posted. Which Clifford actually. Hold on, let me post it. Do this. Clifford actually did like the tweet, which obviously made my day. It's always whenever being likes my tweet, they'll be, yeah, they like my tweet, they like my tweet. But yeah, man, this was just an insane day for news, man. Like, you got the crossover itself with Horikoshi getting across Spider-Man, which looks amazing, by the way. I love the way how he draws Spidey. You got Clifford mentioning that he used to work at Marvel Editorial. That it was an intern Marvel Editorial. We also had another artist as well do some Hero Walker crossover as well. But yeah, this was actually insane. But this actually isn't the first time we've actually seen a Marvel artist get to draw Hero Walker characters. Because actually, if you guys remember, back during when World's Heroes Mission came out, Ryan Stegman actually got to draw Izuku as a little tie-in to the film. And he actually did do a live stream this on his channel, which I got right here, so you guys can check that out if you guys want to. But also, in this article we found, and this is probably the reason why it's picked, we actually found that Horikoshi that actually mentions that his favorite artists were actually Ryan Stegman and Greg Capullo, which also, just the dichotomy of these two, man. Like, you got Greg out there looking like an absolute king of Chad, and then you got Ryan looking like an absolute raving lunatic. And this would make sense because this article came back in like 2016, so this would have been like prime New 52 era. I think this would have been right around the end of New 52. Superior Spider-Man was still fresh in everyone's mind, which is where Ryan was a predominant artist on. Which this all, and you guys were, yes, Horikoshi actually does read Marvel comics themselves, because in this new TV interview we did a while ago, this account mentioned that that amongst in his library in his office, he had a copy of Batman White Knight, which I believe is this book right here, is a Japanese version of Batman White Knight. I believe so. You also can see a Spidey, which is also just really rad that he actually does go and read Marvel comics, which I always wondered, like, does he actually read the comics, or is he just like me, where it's mostly just exclusive to the games, the movies, and, the TV shows? But he does actually read there and sit there and read the comics as well. And there's like a whole market, man. Like, there's actually a bunch of like Japanese to English and Japanese comic book translators on Twitter, and I follow a bunch of them in because it's just fascinating to see. Like, although this one in particular is not happy right now because it seems like the DC Universe Infinity App is still not available in Japan, and yeah, he is not happy.
Not happy.
But yeah, that's just like really. This is just fascinating to me that there even exists an audience for American comic books in Japan, and they're into that. They've got translators on Twitter and everything, man. It's just really cool. I'm into this kind of shit, man. But yeah, now I also want to talk about the article itself real quick, because now there isn't much into this, to be fair, but I wanted to talk about it as well because there were some interesting details. First of all, Horikoshi Sensei mentioned that over the years, his favorite since childhood was Spidey, which, no surprise, that's just like me. Spidey was my favorite as well. Literally, the earliest memory I can recall is literally seeing Spider-Man 2 in the theaters. I'm not kidding. I remember it. I'm in a stroller. I'm in like the alleyway between the seats, man, watching. The only scene I remember was when Peter falls down off the building and bounces off the trash can and does the whole that scene, man, where he takes his mask off, man. Like, that's the only scene I remember, which does actually go back to this article as well, where Horikoshi Sensei mentions it similarly that Spidey was one of his favorites, as well as Venom. So yeah, man got great taste as well. But yeah, so that's no surprise there. But also, interestingly, at the end of the article, he mentions that he's already begun work on his next manga series. Now, we don't know what this is. Some people there's also people thinking that we're going to be getting a sequel series to Hero Walker, which obviously I am one of the people that would love to see a sequel series for Hero Walker. Some people seem to think that it's going to be a horror manga, which I would also be down to see, man. It's also interesting because you would think with all the injuries and everything, man, and just the hellacious work struggles he would want to just be a writer and not do an artist. But here he mentioned, I believe it was right here, somewhere in here, he mentioned that he was originally just going to be the artist for it and have someone else do the writing, which is kind of crazy. But his editors kind of like convinced him to like do both by himself. Hopefully move him to like Jump Square or something, a monthly manga, so he isn't like doesn't have to deal with like the hardships of weekly manga chapters, man. Just to give him a break, man. But honestly, Sensei, man, there's no rush for you to jump right back into the thick of things, man. Just enjoy your vacation, man. Take some downtime, read some comics, play Marvel Spider-Man 2 if you haven't already played it, man. Let your shoulder rest. Remember your bucket. Go to Star Wars Celebration Japan next year, which I am still praying they'll get him on like the live stream or something, and we'll get to see him there because that would be so cool. But yeah, man, that's all I really wanted to say, guys. I just wanted to really mention this cool art. I just had to make a video on this because you guys know how much I love Hirowaka and Marvel and Horikoshi Sensei. So, and you guys, like I said, if you follow me on Twitter, you guys know how ecstatic I was. And I'm just so happy for Sensei that he actually finally gets to draw Spidey. Like, this was a long time ago, and I just had to make a video on it, man. And also kind of show you guys some of the other like little bits of this one, like the article from 2016 with Ryan Stegman, him reading Batman White Knight, man, and of course this incredible artwork of the League of Villains, man, from the artist of Blood Hunt, man. Like, this looks incredible. Please tell me there's a Texas version of this somewhere, man, because I would love to have it, man. Seriously, All for One and Toga look insane, man. But yeah, man, this was just a fun little video I wanted to make, man, just for the sake of Horikoshi Sensei getting to draw Spidey, man. I'm just so happy for him, man. I'm just so happy for Sensei. But anyway, guys, I have rambled on long enough, man. Leave your thoughts down in the comments, man. Definitely go track down these comics if you guys can that Clifford did, that Clifford worked on as a recap before. Bring him to him as cons. I'm sure he'll probably get a kick out of that if you bring it to him and have him sign it. If I ever meet Clifford Con, I will bring some of these. I will probably bring at least one of these and have him sign it. Just for the lulz, man. Because this is insane that Clifford actually got to work at Marvel. Was an intern at Marvel. But yeah, I rambled on long enough, guys. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social if you feel like it. Link subscribe below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.